Hello everybody, I'm Andrea Patton with A Patton Fine Art. Today we are going to create a watercolor painting with using salt and a credit card to make birch trees, and you're just using an old plastic credit card to make the bark look like real birch trees. So we're going to peel the tape off of this one because it's almost dry, but first let me show you how we set this up. So the first thing you do is you make sure you have some good painter's tape, and I'm gonna do 3 birch trees. So you press it down nicely onto your watercolor paper, and you have your water ready, and then you have your paint already. I'm using some dark indigo here, and then I have there's my salt shaker, some Paynes gray. So all ready to go there. And the first thing I'll do is I'll wet my paper, and this water's kind of blue and dirty, but that's okay because I am going to have a dark blue night sky. So if you want to have nice clean water, you may, but in this case it doesn't really matter. So I'm pushing the water in to the paper. I have a number 12 brush. It's a very old brush I've been using for a long time. And really pushing the water into the paper. You want it soaked really nice. Then I'll grab some of my indigo blue. This is Winsor & Newton paint, watercolor paint. I really like Winsor & Newton. And to add salt, and I'm using regular table salt, you want the paint to be very wet. It's all about timing. All right, you don't want it too watery, you don't want it too thick with paint, so be sure and practice this, which I did many times. All right, I'm pressing the paint in really nice. It's nice and wet, and I am going to grab my salt. All right, so regular table salt. I'm gonna put some in my hand, and I want more snow-like pattern at the bottom of the trees, so I'm putting a little bit more salt there, and then I'm going to sprinkle it in the background of the night sky so it looks like it's snowing. Not too much. Rest of the salt, throw it away. All right, so you let this dry approximately an hour. So I'm not gonna have you sit and watch paint dry, so I have this one ready to go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel off the paint, and now you have this nice white background to create your birch trees. Everything's dry. I am going to push off all this dried salt into the garbage. Can't see what I'm doing here, but that's what I'm doing. Get rid of the salt. And now we are ready to add bark-like texture with a credit card, an old plastic credit card. So before you do that, make sure you've mixed up your paint on your palette, and I'm using Paynes gray. And what I'm gonna do is, sorry about all that noise, is I am going to make sure it's not too thick, not too thin, and I am going to practice it on another piece of watercolor paper before I try it on my painting. So you'll take the credit card and you will, just going to show you this first one. Get it all nice and covered with paint, and then we will pull. Ooh, that didn't have enough paint. We will pull on the side of the bark. That's what I'm saying about practicing before you go on to your artwork. So that's kind of cool. That's for kind of a big tree. All right, I'm ready to go. And here we go. Pull it, pull it. You're gonna have to dip it several times. So have your paint all ready on your palette. And I think this makes it look really realistic. And boy, I love realistic painting. So it's fairly quick. While it's still wet, push the wet paint across to make little lines. Go over it. You don't have to use Paynes gray. You can use a different color. Dip it in the, I had some blue over there. Dip it in the blue if you want. Because when you look at trees, you'll see many different colors on the trees. Okay. Yeah, so you can go over it a few times. And then maybe get the edge of the credit card and pull a branch out of the tree. Or you can use your little old paintbrush. I got a number 4 here. And draw some nice branches. And you can also, you know, go on and add some more marks on the bark if you like. Sometimes there's dots on birch trees, little tiny lines and circles, and just have fun with it. But the snowy background is, oh, it's one of my favorite things. Go the other way. Branches go the other way as well. And if you want, get some more paint on that credit card. You can do the other side as well. Doesn't have to be just one side. Probably grab more paint than I have. I don't have as much paint as I probably should, but anyway, have fun. Another background that would be nice, I think, is orange and yellow, you know, a sunset, maybe with some snow. There you are. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.